Agent Romanoff. You miss me?
Oh yeah, Charles, we got ourselves an X-Men fan.
Captain.
Your Highness.
Captain, big fan, Spider-Man. Hey everyone.
Hey guys, and welcome to 𝗪𝗁𝗃𝗀𝗀, your #1 source for all things films and movies. And there's a ton of excitement around the upcoming Disney Plus show, Loki, as Loki was one of the original shows announced for Disney Plus, and it's incredibly cool to see that we are finally going to be seeing this show release as we did with shows like WandaVision and The Falcon and Winter Soldier. But the big question now is, how will this show end up being and where will the plot end up going? One thing that's really cool is we've recently seen a lot of behind the scenes moments showcasing a lot of what we may be seeing out of this show, and some new stuff along the way that we wanted to take a closer look. And also in general, Tom Hiddleston has done such a great job with Loki over the years that we think it's cool to take a look back at how he's evolved as an actor, along with seeing some of the greatest moments of him behind the scenes through over the years. So let's go ahead and jump into this and check out this brand new behind the scenes trailer that Marvel recently released, showing a little bit more as to what we can expect from this upcoming show. Now, besides what we see from this clip that Tom Hiddleston kind of showed a little bit behind what we can expect from the show, we did see some really unique scenes in this trailer that of course remind us why we're so excited about this series.
What if you take a character who represents chaos and you put him in that world? You can trust me.
But in another part of that same video, Tom Hiddleston did share a little bit of information as to how this show could potentially stand out, unlike anything we've seen from the MCU yet.
Here we are, behind the scenes, with Loki.
Loki.
Here he is. That's me.
And while this reveal is really cool, another little snippet and thing that was released on Twitter earlier today is making some huge headlines, as a new trailer that kind of cuts together the main trailer that we've been seeing for Loki revealed one big plot point about Loki, which may play into this series for one way or another. Now, this has been speculated for a long time, but in this specific trailer that was posted on Twitter, for a very quick blink and you miss it type moment, if you look at this scene where it looks like they're building some sort of case file on Loki, you can see under his gender they actually have it listed as fluid, which a lot of fans have been speculating that this will be a plot point explored through this series, as Loki does have the ability to manifest himself in different ways and can change his identities, and maybe this will be something that he ends up using and why it's listed in his case file. Now, the one big thing about this upcoming TV show that has a lot of people really wondering what dynamic and what route it's going to go down are definitely the big fans of Loki who paid attention to the story that was present in Thor. Now, in general, the Thor movies did see a very large transformation from where they started off tonally and kind of where they ended up going with Thor Ragnarok, with Thor Ragnarok being very, very lighthearted and upbeat. And from the trailer alone, we can see some comedic undertones at various times. It is interesting to see if Loki will take more of the serious route as seen in the first two Thor movies, or go down a different pathway and kind of lean more into the comedy side of things. Though this will be really interesting because this will be Tom Hiddleston's first MCU appearance where he doesn't co-star alongside Chris Hemsworth. And as you guys can remember, these two had some amazing chemistry behind the scenes over the years, especially with things like Thor Ragnarok.
I thought you liked tricks.
It really seemed like they had some great on-screen chemistry and got along very well, and in turn acted very well together.
And also he's just completely mentally off the grid.
And he's not wrong. Tom has now played Loki in 6 different Avengers movies.
I'm impressed.
I'm glad you're pleased.
And there's more Loki on the way.
You are interesting because their fathers so completely screwed up their childhood.
Are we recording this?
They are. You are in a red cape being really talented.
But first, we wanted to give a quick reminder, we do have a really awesome Instagram page that updates you guys on everything happening Marvel immediately. So if you guys want to follow us on Instagram, check it out, link in the description. There's also a ton of really awesome memes and other things that are posted on there. So make sure you guys are following that page, and let's go ahead and jump into this story.
Loki's indirect responsibility for the down Loki's need for them.
You helped me escape Asgard.
And this dramatic event gives them a chance to escape.
We knew that we wanted Loki to be more ambiguous. In the Avengers, we wanted him to be the pure villain. We want it to be a much more complex relationship.
We're trained to believe in a system, not to gamble, not to hope. Nick Fury saw something running under the system, a current, a connection, a truth.
We can even see some hilarious moments just in general that Tom Hiddleston appeared in when they were filming things like Thor Ragnarok, and they were really focused in on during a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that was released for that film. And it's definitely something we should all remember as we get prepared for Loki, just because it does show that in one way or another, Tom Hiddleston can really kind of act in a wide range of abilities. Actually, matter of fact, if you remember, Tom Hiddleston actually originally auditioned for the role of Thor, and we did see a little sneak peek about this in a very early on behind the scenes moment from that first Thor movie that kind of showed the range of Tom Hiddleston.
And remember, if you chose this, it's for Outland!
But at the same time, we've seen Tom Hiddleston on a late night talk show, of course, talk about his original audition and kind of joke about it as well, kind of showing the range. He can take things seriously, but also kind of look back and joke about them as well.
First, Tom was up for Thor. He trained, he came in, he was ripped, you know, he was swinging the hammer in the rain. He did a tremendous job, but he wasn't Thor. And the moment he came in and read, though, he was Loki.
Characters who they are. But it would just be in those moments, the dramatic moments, you get there. Yeah. Just give me one look there, okay? Yeah. Okay. Anytime you stop, boom, and then look back, check, boom.
But the one thing we can definitely appreciate about Tom Hiddleston's acting overall is the fact that he's a very dedicated actor, willing to go above and beyond for the role.
It's a risk.
Oh, yes.
If you're set on making yourself known, it could be useful.
Tell me what you need.
Pouring sweat and dying in this thing, and they're quite counted how many pieces it takes to get this thing on, but it makes you stand up straight. You know, there's no sitting around in jeans and a t-shirt ordering a frappuccino in this costume.
Posture that a superhero would carry.
Helmet.
Costumes to live in, just.
And he's done a ton of stunts when in the role of Loki in the past, and we expect to see more of this in the upcoming series, which will be really exciting, but it's cool to look back and see some of these moments that Tom Hiddleston was involved with.
Light a brighter and hotter bonfire underneath me so that I can play this scene appropriately.
So that there's room for these elaborate characters and costumes to breathe.
It was mind-boggling. That was the scene I'd look forward to, the scene with Loki when he's on the throne. It's such an archetypal image in the comics, and I walked into that set and I thought, this costume with these horns and the spear in this throne, in this room, you've got your shot.
You can bring your urgent matter to me. You're king.
So that these very elaborate costumes have room around them and the focus is on them.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Come on.
This is so unlike you, brother. So clandestine. Are you sure you wouldn't rather just punch your way out?
Would you keep speaking and I just might?
Fine, as you wish. I'm not even here.
Loki at the beginning of Avengers that is intent on conquering the planet.
Nowadays, we just need more female actors.
I understand the responsibility.
I smiled because it felt like I was on a runway.
His playfulness, I think, is what people will really get a kick out of. The Avengers mascot.
But that is it for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, do make sure you guys are subscribed with notifications on for more videos just like this one, uploaded every single day of the week. Also, leave a comment down below with what your expectations are out of this new Loki television series. Are you thinking it's going to be good? Do you think that Loki and Tom Hiddleston will continue the same caliber of acting that he has put into the character in the past? Let us know what your thoughts are. We're really curious to see what you guys think. Otherwise, that's it for today. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video.